What's going down, guys? Welcome back to Minecraft on the KellsCraft server. It's been a very long time, so I'm a bit rusty with the old game here, but whoa, we got the... which button is that? Oh, it's F4, okay. Push D. Golden. See how rusty I am? Oh, it's been so long since I've been on, guys. But yes, we are over at my main build, and this has been quite daunting to build this skull, but today we're going to actually make a start on it, and my thinking is I'm going to build a sphere, a perfect sphere around, well, sort of near this sort of structure here, so that I can get a nice round sphere like shape, and then I'm going to sort of carve out the eyes and all that jazz and kind of make it look more skull like, and it will look absolutely awesome when we get it done. So it needs to be done. I need to get it set up, and my plans are really I'm going to try and build a spooky village type thing all around, and maybe some crazy ghost ships out at sea over here, so it should look pretty epic. And we're going to obviously have, this is going to lead down into a base underground that is going to be quite vast and very cool, with lots of secret passages and things of that nature. Alright guys, I did try to record me building the start of the sphere, but the recording went to pot, so never mind, it doesn't matter too much. We haven't completed it, which is good, so I'm going to transition into a sick camera view and time lapse the rest of the build. Alright guys, so there you have it, it's all finished. Let's go and take a closer look. Right, so I tore out the bottom because it's not going to be needed. We're going to be building the sort of jawline in and around here. But you've got to see this inside, it looks absolutely epic. Look at that, guys. That is so cool. This is going to be like a very epic build, no doubt. But okay, so what I'm going to have to do now, guys, is I'm going to have to start to sculpt this, and that is going to take a lot of time. It's going to be very finicky, and yeah, just a pain in my ass in general. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll come back when that's done, and maybe we'll get started on the interior and trying to build our entrance into our base. Alright guys, you remember the sphere? Check it out. We've got a skull. It still needs so much more doing to it. I've been spending hours doing this, shaping it, tearing bits down, putting bits onto it. It's been a heck of a job. Probably the most finicky job I've ever done on Minecraft. But it's going to be well worth it. I think it looks pretty fucking cool. My plan is to sort of make caves in the eyes and the nose, to because I want it all dark in there, and I just think it will look way cooler if we do that. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it. But I've been going hours and hours at this, so I'm going to do a cut, and I'm going to get some sleep and all that jazz. And for you it'll only be a second, but I'm going to get my nut down and crack on with this tomorrow. What's going down, guys? You ain't going to believe it. I kind of don't believe it myself, but do you see what is in there? That is a supercharged creeper. And I am going to try and get as many heads as I can, so I figured I'd let you guys join me on this occasion. I definitely want to get a creep head. We're going to have a lot of zombie heads, that's for sure. Get your ass in there, sucker. Okay, there's a creeper. Come to me, creeper. Let me just deal with this fuck face. Out of my face. There we go, lovely job. Hello, creeper. Come on, sir. There's two. I'm a little bit concerned about getting him in there. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to have to punch his ass up in there. So I'll have a go at that. Come on, creeper. Right, we got rid of that ball bag. Excellent. I'm going to punch his ass in there. Oh shit. I need to get him as close to this as possible. Oh, there's so many zombies. That's it, son. That's it. And then hopefully... Oh my god! We got one! We got one! Okay, okay, okay. Let's kill these guys. I've got an idea for what I'm going to do. I hope it's going to work. I've just got to make sure I get the right creeper to blow up though. And I really hope this don't go pear-shaped. Alright, he's there. Okay, shit son, shit son. I'll show my face to him. See me, creeper? Go on, son. Go on, son. I need you to blow up. Come on, boy. Heads, baby! Heads, please tell me I got a creeper head. Oh, I don't see many heads. Oh, what the hell? There's only a zombie head. What the fuck? Where's the rest of the heads? This is bullshit. Oh, we only got a fucking zombie head. What happened? What on earth happened? That is 100% bullshit right there. Oh, that's bollocks right there. Oh, that's some bullshit. I'm so gutted. Oh. Well, we got a zombie head. That was a big fucking explosion. So that's what damage a supercharged creeper's gonna do. Oh. I'm genuinely gutted. I well wanted a creep head. That is some bullshit. Fuck you guys. Well, that was pretty disappointing. What you gonna do? Dickhead creeper ruins the day, doesn't do his job, and get me a bleeding creeper head. What a dickhead. But what are you going to do? Anyway, let's get back to business. Right, so what I'm planning on doing, fellas, is sorting his eyes and nose out, basically. So I want to make him somewhat... I want to try and make this look solid, if you catch my drift. So it's just going to look absolutely awesome, because he's going to cast natural shadows and shit like that, so it will look fucking awesome. So we're going to do that now, and I need to pick a depth, really. So this will be pretty boring, but I'm going to have a chat about some things while we're doing this, so as to yeah, keep this entertaining somewhat. I don't normally chat in my videos, but at least not about my personal life and stuff like that. But we're going to change that shit up today, and I don't know, we'll kick it off with what got me started in YouTube, because I did start out with YouTube. Some of you might not know that. But before I started live streaming, I started on YouTube, and I started that around, when was that? I'd say probably 2010, early 2010, something like that. And that was after I was shot in the army, when I was on tour in Afghan, and basically I just had a lot more time on my hands, because obviously I was injured. I was an injured soldier, and all I was really doing was rehab. So I had a lot of time on my hands, and before I joined the army, I was mad on my computer games. I was mad into computers, and I used to do like web design and things of that nature. But that's another story. We'll get onto that another time, maybe. Yeah. So I started watching Total Biscuit. I think it was Total Biscuit, and he was playing Terraria with Jesse Cox. He doesn't really do Let's Plays normally, but I really got hooked on that Let's Play that he does, and it was just a lot of fun. And that got me started on Terraria, and I started playing that, I was smashing it out, and I managed to get a few friends involved. And I just had nothing to do with myself, really. And so, because I love gaming, I was just like, I'm gonna get on this train. You know, I liked what Total Biscuit was doing, and I thought, I'm gonna have a crack at this. So I started recording my Terraria stuff and my Minecraft stuff, because basically I completed my Terraria. That was finished with, and I was bored with that, because I had Minecraft, but I never really liked it, to be quite honest. But as soon as I completed Terraria, I felt like there was nothing left, so I jumped on the Minecraft train and became addicted to it, basically. And that's what got me going. But that's what started it off, at least. And I found, to be honest, starting out with that, literally nobody was watching my videos. Like, I don't even know if they've ever been found, to be honest. I don't know if they've had a single view. But I wasn't too keen on them, personally. I mean, I was trying not to like swear and stuff in my videos, and I felt like that really took something personal away from the videos, strangely enough, because I think I feel more at ease when I'm just speaking casually and swearing, and I think that's ideal. You need to feel at ease when making a video. So a lot of videos got made for that. Some of them were like an hour long as well, which was probably a mistake. Nobody ever watched them, so it got put. Oh shit! Got put on the back seat for a little while, and so what happened? I tried to start a web design company, like just a freelance web developer, and built a website for that. That got knocked up, and it was all ready to go. Literally, I was ready to start releasing and start promoting my shears, and I'm sitting there watching Twitch streamers with the missus, and she's like, "Why are you wasting your life watching this shit? What are you thinking? You are way more entertaining than these people." And I'm like, "Shut up, what are you talking about?" But yes, Sketch is basically the person who got me streaming. She was like, it was like late one night, and I was watching a live stream. I think it was around a New Year time. Some years had passed since I'd left the army at that point, and I was like, "Do you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give it a go. Let's have a crack at streaming." And I booted up my account and set it all up that night, and then went live the following day, and it was very quiet. But that's to be expected. It's going to be quiet for anyone. So this could be some, I don't know, some good tips for you guys that are looking to start YouTubing and start streaming. So keep your ears peeled back or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not massive myself, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing mediocre. So yeah, I might be able to help you guys. So dead quiet, proper dead quiet. I think I had about, like, if I had one person in the channel, I would freak out and be like, "Oh my god, there's a person in." And yeah, that eventually grew. Started playing with some of the viewers, but I was playing Starband when I started out, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it, but there just weren't really enough people checking that game out to really get off the ground. So that's the problem. I think you need to like pick your games carefully. Make sure you enjoy the games, definitely, right off the bat, because if you don't enjoy the game, if you're not enjoying it while you're playing it, no one's going to want to sit there and watch you play a game you don't enjoy. So I don't think you should play these games like, I don't know, like people want me to play Call of Duty, and I'm kind of leaning towards it, but I think if you don't enjoy a game right in the offset, you're not going to be entertaining. You're just going to be pretty boring. So pick a game you enjoy. It doesn't matter what it is. If you enjoy it, play it. And I kind of struck gold with Grand Theft Auto. What happened exactly? I was still streaming my Starband, and then I was kind of getting tired of it. It's had its bugs and things like that, and I'd gotten to the last tier of armor, and I started playing a bit of GTA with one of my mates. And I was like, I've got to stream this, because like within like 5 minutes of playing it, it was just so many laughs were had. You know what I mean? So it was. I think it's definitely worth, playing a game you enjoy, and yeah, it's an easy game to stream. I think I don't know. It depends on who you are, I suppose, but people need to like you. You need to be entertaining in some way. I'm not the greatest gamer, so I hope that I'm funny enough to entertain people. But yeah, so that kind of got me going, and I still to this day really enjoy GTA. I'm hanging out for the next one, to be quite frank, but that's a long way off, to be said. But we'll skip back a little bit, and we'll talk about some of my experiences in the army. I think where to begin, to be fair. Okay, so Afghan was my first tour on duty, actually in a hostile environment, and yeah, I was mad excited. I got the call, like we was on leave basically, and they said, okay, there's a good chance you're going to be going Afghan, so keep your phones next to you. You might be getting a call. If you get a call, you're going to have to come off leave early And we were all hyped up for it. Every man was absolutely hyped for it. We all wanted to go. I think most of us were kind of, you know, new squads, somewhat new. Like we'd been doing a job. I'd been doing a job, I think, about 2.5 years, and had never seen any service, which was really frustrating to me because I expected to hit Afghan as soon as I come out of training. And yes, so I got the call while I was on leave, and got the word that we had to go back early, and I was fucking over the moon. So I think what happened, we had to go back to camp. I went back to camp, and we had a few hours downtime. But then that night, early hours of the morning, we flew out to Afghan, and that was a surreal feeling. It was kind of weird because you're like, am I really in this country? Is this for reals? Have you just put us on an operation, like an exercise, just to make us try and believe we're on this kind of situation? Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll try and explain like what your days are like out there. So when we went out, am I allowed to talk about this stuff? I think I am allowed to talk about this. Yeah, when we went out there, we had 2 weeks of basically, I'm not going to call it downtime, but you chill out for 2 weeks in Bastion. Bastion is in Afghanistan, but it is still in a hostile country, obviously, but it's considerably safer than, you know, out on the ground, away from that I want to call it a fob, but it's not. It's a camp in Afghan. It's pretty safe. You've just got like risk of being attacked by mortars and stuff. So we chilled out for 2 weeks there, and we did, you know, climatising, getting used to the environment, and some just last minute training just to make sure we were all fresh on our skills, like valaming. Valaming is when you have to go and actually detect for IED. So when you patrol out, you need someone with a metal detector walking in front trying to find these IEDs that are buried. IEDs are improvised explosive devices, just in case you didn't know. And yeah, so you'd have a guy with a metal detector looking for those. It sounds crazy, but you had to do it. And if you found one, you had to get on your belt buckle and uncover the earth that's in front of you to try and confirm it, because you can't just go, yeah, no, that it's going bleep there. I think there's an IED there. You have to say, yeah, bomb there. Let's go elsewhere. For some reason, I think it's crazy. I would have just walked around it, but they had us uncovering them. So yeah, we got that shit together. Refined those skills. Hang on a minute. Oh yeah, no, we're cool. We refined those skills. What else did we do? A bit of the ranges, get zeroed on your rifles and shit like that. And then we did some compound training, so like going into built up areas and clearing rooms and shit like that. And once we've got that stuff all out, oh yeah, there was some vehicle stuff as well, so like knowing your vehicles and how to get out of them, stuff like that. Because if you don't know how to get out of the vehicle and you get blown up, you're fucked inside a burning vehicle. But I think that's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, we did that, and then we inevitably went out on the ground, and this was late at night Afghan time, and we all jumped onto a Chinook, the old platoon. And so you have one platoon in a FOB, which is a forward operating base, and we went out to there, to our FOB, which was, at the time it was PB Parang. That was its location, so patrol base Parang. How the fuck am I getting back up in here? I didn't think this through. So yes, and the day when we arrived there, what did we do? It was late. It was so disorientating getting off the Chinook. Like obviously everything, you've just come out of Bastion when there's lights, you know, it's kind of civilized, and you've been flown out. You don't know anything about your surroundings. You've got a Bergen on your back that weighs God knows how much. You've got a day sack in your Bergen, which is like a mini like backpack, and you've got your weapon, obviously, your webbing, all that shit, body armour. You've literally got so much shit on you, and you've got to carry all of that and your supplies, like jerry cans of water, out of the Chinook in the pitch black, which is difficult enough to do in daylight. And we did that. I remember fucking going over arse over tit, trying to fumble through the ground, like over the ground to the PB, and I remember thinking in my head like, fuck me, I'm actually on the ground, I could be engaged any minute. But we didn't get engaged that night, which was pretty cool. I'm happy with that at least. And then we got inside the PB, and it was chilled out for the first night. You know, we had everyone on guard duty. They sorted out the guard duty because you've got to watch all your arcs at all hours of the day, and we do that on like a rotation. I think this is going to be acceptable. This here. So yeah, you had like guard duties and shit like that. And we always had to do that. So I think what we did mainly is people would be on guarding all corners, and then we'd have like teams that would actually go out and have a presence on the ground, because we had to make sure that Taliban knew we was out on the ground, and that's what we did. So it alternated like that. And I remember my first time out on the ground, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of, I think I was our section, so your platoons are broken up into sections, and I was free section, I believe. Oh shit. And I think my section was the first to go out on the ground actually, and as soon as you went out on the ground, we had radios that intercepted Taliban's radio chatter, and we used to hear them saying like, right, they've left their camp, whatever they said, and they just pass information to each other, and they try to ambush you. And this used to happen every time you left the fob. Every time, no two ways about it. You leave the fob, you're going to get shot at, straight up. And I think one of the most exciting days, this might sound crazy for you guys, I don't know, but it was so fucking exciting. Like, I just thought it was awesome. I was out on patrol, and there was sniper fire, like rounds were hitting the deck around me, and you've been training for this for like a few years, so you're mad hyped up for it, and you're just like, this, I want to get into combat, I want to do what I've been training for all these years. And I was just like, I see like, there was like there's a sniper out there, so just bear that in mind. And I was just like, okay, and then the round started hitting the ground around me, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is real. And I thought it was awesome though. Like, I mean, obviously I did my job, I didn't just stand there going, yeah, this is fucking brilliant, shoot at me. I was doing my job, returning fire and all that jazz, and it was okay, I'm getting a bit off topic, let me keep going. Okay, so basically we had sniper rounds hitting the deck all around us, and then like while this is going on, we've had RPGs, which is rocket propelled grenades, fired over our heads. And I was like, this is fucking real, man. This is the war that I was hanging out to get in. And we had this same patrol, this is going on, we had an IED blow up about, say, I don't know, I'm going to say 100 metres away, but the blast, it seems closer, so it seemed way more cooler. And it's just fucking mental to see this shit happening before your eyes, right in front of you. No one was injured at all, which is also why it's like good fun. But the thing is as well, we trained for it all the time. We was always training for stuff like that. So this was just like any other exercise I had done before, and I'd seen it all before, but this time it was real, and it was like fucking so exciting for me. I was like, finally in combat, this is amazing. And yeah, so that was one of my enjoyable days out. Okay, let me see here. I'm leading up to something, but we'll get there. I think we'll save that till the end, sort of. But what used to aggravate me quite a bit, some of the times I might have been like frightened and nervous and shit. There's quite a few occasions really, but yeah. So I'll give you an example of one of them. Like when we'd be on stag, when we'd be guarding the towers late at night. You used to have like night vision, obviously, and it was just a fucking nightmare. I remember being like so alert at night when I was on guard. It's pretty good that I was, because you know it was my job, and I'm glad I was. But it was just a fucking nightmare, because I'd be looking through my night sights, and any little bit of movement I was on edge. Like I always used to like feel like an attack was going to come at night. It never happened for me, in fact, fortunately. But you'd see like dogs in the bushes and you go, what the fuck is that heat source? Like what's going on there? And it'd just get me on edge, and I'd be like, fuck's sake. And I used to, because we heard stories like before we got to the PB of grenades being thrown over the walls, and it did happen. So that was like, what the fuck? Like I was sitting in this Sanger like pitch black, and I was like, that's just picturing a grenade coming through the Sanger, and I was like, holy fucking shit. But yeah. Messy affair. One of my other more frightening days, this is again in a Sanger, and basically this is in the daytime in fact as well, and there was a team out on the ground. So, actually I don't know if I can relay this information. Okay, I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to do nothing I'm not allowed to do. Basically we had a team on the ground, and they were fixing something down at the bottom of the Sanger, and something had gone missing, and they were trying to set it all up so it was golden again. And while this is going on, this is in probably midday, sun is shining, all that jazz. I'm in the Sanger looking out, they're beneath me at the bottom of the tower. Shots start coming into my Sanger, they're whizzing past my head, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like looking out, I've got my GPMG, which is like a heavy machine gun sort of thing, and I'm looking out with my machine gun, like trying to spot the fucking shooter, and I just could not lay eyes on him. Meanwhile, he's still taking shots at me, and at any point I could have got one, I could have took one, and that could have been me, and that was really worrying. Eventually my stag was ending, my guard duty was ending, and a friend of mine was relieving me from my duty, so I was climbing down the ladder, and as you're climbing down the ladder you're still somewhat exposed to the outside. You haven't quite gotten in the you ain't quite in the cover of the defensive walls on the inside, and shots start whizzing past me torso, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. And at the side of my body armour I never had any plates, and that was because they weren't issued to me, to be quite honest, and I'm going to state that because that's not my fucking fault. But yeah, they weren't issued. We never had the side panels in our body armour. So I could have been, heart and lungs gone straight off the bat. But yeah, luckily nothing happened like that. I was golden. Okay, I don't want to fill this in too much. I want to be kind of careful with it. But we'll need to break this up a little bit. So that was quite a frightening day. And then, there's so many stories I could tell you, but we'll come to the finalisation of this story now. And the most frightening day of all, for some reason I seem to have bad luck on my birthday, and basically 16th of November came around and I was nervous. I was doing guard duty on the 16th of November, which was a cushy number, it weren't as dangerous as going out on the ground, so sweet as a nut, thank you very much. So I did that, and the 18th of November came around, and that was my first time back out on the ground after my birthday, and I was fucking nervous. I was real nervous, and basically helicopters were called off because they were overworked, and they never had enough choppers on the ground. So basically they were grafting their tits off trying to help people. So our team, our section, couldn't go out on the ground that day because there was no choppers to support us, and we had to wait out about an hour to go out on the ground. And all this time I'm hanging out for a piss. I'm like, I really need a fucking piss, and I'm sitting down in the fucking sand, like waiting to go out on the ground, and I'm thinking, are we going out today? Like, I've got a bad feeling about today. I don't really want to do it. And eventually it's called that, there's enough choppers for you to rock and roll and go and do what you've got to do. So we do go out on the ground, and oh, hang on a second. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so the call comes in that we can go out on the ground, and we do. We go out on the ground. This whole time I'm like, fucking hell. It's pretty cool at first, it's pretty quiet, and then we get out and we make our way across this field, and then up to like a wood line, and across the wood line there's a road, and beyond the road there's a compound in the distance, probably the same, I don't know what you'd call it, like two is it terraced? No, two semi-detached houses, okay, like you standard bog stand home, but two of them together, probably the size of that. And while we were there, we was like, should we push forward? And basically we could see loads of ground signs for IEDs, so we decided not to push forward. We sent a couple of rounds into the building, and basically hellfire unleashed. Dushka rounds, which is like the equivalent of a fucking 50 cal, came flying back at us, and these are fucking unreal. These rounds are like, they're going to destroy you. If one hits you, you pretty much lights out. And basically these things were whizzing over us, and we're hiding in the woodline. I'm like, fucking hell, this is hairy. This is fucking hairy. And this was probably the first time I was the most nervous on any patrol, and it's mental. So we were returning fire, we pulled back a bit, and you know, got out the area, and I don't think we could get air support, despite it being apparently allowed. It was too busy in other areas, so we pulled out because we couldn't get no air support. And basically all the firefighting stopped, and let me get this sorted. All the firefighting stopped, and it was totally quiet. I was probably 50 meters from being within the patrol base. I say 50 meters. I was covering a road, no gunfire, just watching blokes filter through past me while I'm covering a road to get back into the patrol base, and a sniper takes a shot at me. Now at first I didn't even know what had gone on, because I never heard a bang. Obviously, like, it's just almost like time slowed down for me, and I never heard a bang, I never heard nothing. But I felt something in my leg, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is going on with my leg? Like, that's weird. And at the time, all my weight had literally just I put all my weight on my left leg, and I was shot in my right leg. So I'm like looking down at my right leg, like looking at it, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on with my leg? And I put my weight on it, and I just pile in because my bone's been broken in my leg, and I've hit the deck, and I'm lying in the middle of the road, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've just been shot. Because then I hear the bang. I'm like, holy shit, son. And I'm fucking scared, like, to be honest. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm lying in the middle of this road, and I'm like, shit the bed, son. I don't want another one. I wouldn't want another one of them, because that hurts like fuck. And it's a pain I've never experienced in my life before. I couldn't even describe it to you. It's excruciating. And I'm sitting there, and then I'm realising, you get one in the back of the head, son. You need to get the hell out of this road. And I was like, fuck. So I roll myself into this like irrigation ditch, which is in cover from view. So I could have been shot, but they couldn't have seen me, because I kind of had an idea where I was shot from, what direction. And so I rolls myself in there. No more shots were fired, but my entire platoon returned fire to him, so I guess that suppressed him and kept his head down, and they were able to Kazivac me out of there, and they took me into the PB. And I remember just like lying on the floor, like, just trying to contain the pain. Like, I was just sort of lying there and trying to sort of deal with the pain, because it was something I'd never experienced before. And the medic that was on at the time decided that he needed to basically drill into my leg. I can't remember what the procedure's called, but it's to get fluids into you because if you've lost blood and shit. So it was to get fluids into me and save my life, basically. And he was golden. Like, he squared me away, no dramas. Like, I was totally cool. I didn't have any pain relief, didn't have any morphine or anything like that, but he sorted me right out, and I got the Chinook eventually arrived. I think I was on the ground in bobbins for about 30 minutes, which ain't too bad really. And then I got Chinooked off. I got flown off. Oh no, it wasn't a Chinook, it was a Black Hawk. The Americans come and got me, and took me to Bastion. And obviously I was like shivering, and I was in pieces. Like, I had my bloody trousers ripped off me. I was going commando. I was like detrimental because they cut me trousers off. I was like, well, the old Frank and Beans is here to say hello. Good day, sir. Yeah, detrimental affair. So that had to happen. And all this time, guys, do you remember me saying I really needed a piss? And all this time I'm holding me piss in. I need to go to the toilet, but I'm hanging on to it because I was just like back then I just was like, I will not be seen to be weak. I need to be seen to be a man. And it's stupid, really. Like, I've just been fucking shot. I'm sure no one would have said nothing, but I was just being stupid and trying to be a geezer, you know. Don't cry, you're a geezer. And I was like, I ain't pissing myself, because if I piss myself, it's going to look like I've wet myself on account of the fact that I've just been shot. And I didn't want that, so I held this piss in. And I get to the doctor, they get me to Bastion, and they lies me on the bed, and the doctor's there, he's like, right, we're going to put you under, son. You'll be alright, don't worry about it, all that bullshit. And I was very scared at that point. Like, I was like, it was only a leg wound, right? It was only a gunshot wound to the leg. But I was like, will I lose my leg? Because it was a very big wound, really, for a gunshot wound. And it had blown a chunk out of my leg. I lost a lot of muscle tissue. So I was very nervous. I was like, fucking hell, like, am I going to bleed to death? Could there be complications in the operation? You know, all that shit. And I was very scared. I was like, am I going to wake up? Like, I was so scared. But anyway, I'm lying on the bed. The doc's telling me he's going to put me under and all that jazz. And I goes, listen, doc, I've been hanging on to this piss for so long, and I'm going to piss myself if you put me under. And he's like, look, you're not going to lose control of your bladder just because we put you under. You're going to be fine. Like, you'll be able to go when you wake up. And I was like, alright, if that's what you think, because I genuinely thought I was going to piss all over this doctor. And I figured if I piss on him, there ain't much hope for me. But yeah, it turns out I didn't piss all over him, and he patched me up, cleaned my wounds out, and I felt amazing when I woke up. Like, the pain was so subsided. It was literally amazing. And I can't remember the doctor's face really, or name, but I remember being like so grateful, and I was like, thank you so much, like, thank you, like, proper thanked him, and I'm really glad I did. I just sort of wonder, like, because I mean, imagine a lot of people go in there in worse states and don't. I wonder if these doctors actually get thanked, and I wanted to like thank them and that, and you know, so I did, and I'm glad I did. I feel good that, you know, that bloke did a fucking good job, and he got a thank you from me. Yeah, I woke up and I felt so much better, and I was like sweet as a nut. So they wheeled me out into this like walled area, and that was horrible at that stage. I was proper depressed and like just really sad, like proper like torn up about the whole affair. Because what my biggest problem was leaving the blokes behind. Like you worry about your mates, you know what I mean? And the fact that your mates are out there on the ground and you're not is so upsetting and worrying. That was the hardest thing to deal with. Like, I was so torn up about it. So torn up about it. It was fucking awful. Oh, Gordon Bennett. But to be honest, guys, I think this video is getting away with itself. Hold up. So, I think we're going to have to end it there, and we'll maybe touch on that story again, because I could talk for days about this shit. So let's have a look, see. It better look good, because if it don't, I'm going to be a bit of a motherfucker. It's looking better. It is looking better. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's starting to look there. We'll shape those eyes up, because they look like they've got a bit skewiffy, but I'll fix that right up. But I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. It's a little different with the chatting and all that jazz, you know. Opening up about my past and things I've been through and experienced. So I hope you appreciate that and enjoy it. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a good one, guys. Catch you later.